Murray, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Now, when I spoke to you last, the entire country was going absolutely crazy about the President's State of the Nation address, and we're into even murkier waters at the moment as we realize that very sensitive documents have been released and they're in the possession, I suppose, of Al Jazeera News Network. So what exactly are we experiencing right now? What's happened?
Look, I think that this is one of these things that seems to happen now in our news cycle. We see these big digital dumps that result in news agencies being able to release a great deal of information, peeling back the layer of secrecy that we've seen around the security cluster. But this is the first time that we've seen it, as far as I know, where South Africa plays a major role. Obviously, South Africa was mentioned in the WikiLeaks files, the cable dumps. We're mentioned in the Snowden files, but this is the first time that you really see the inner workings of our state security agency. And as you say, it comes at a time where South Africans are really starting to ask some quite probing questions about the conduct of our state security service because of what we saw happening at SONA, where they played a very controversial role and then refused to acknowledge it for a great deal of time. So it's almost that the events of the State of the Nation address have given us a launching pad to begin to engage with these sorts of revelations that we're likely to see in the next few days.
And they really are shocking. Some of the revelations include us spying on the Iranian embassy, us covering up a theft plan to steal nuclear plans. This is not just a few little mistakes that we've made along the way. So, Murray, I want you to speak to us about, are we surprised that the State Security Agency has been involved in these types of operations, or is this to be expected of a state security agency?
Look, I think that state security structures the world over, it's a very cynical space, and not all the things that get done are very pleasant things. One of the things that South Africa State Security Agency shares with many other intelligence agencies is that it operates behind total secrecy, way beyond what they were always talking about national security. This is why we need to cover up this information. But what you often find is that the information that's covered up has nothing to do with real security, our safety, and our keeping us alive. And it has everything to do with protecting state interests. It has everything to do with protecting agency interests. And behind that wall of secrecy, many things happen that we would never have agreed to if we were consulted. And this is not something where South Africa is alone. This is certainly, we know that with the NSA leaks, the American public has suddenly discovered that there were many crimes being committed in their name, often against them. Here we see South Africa involved in some very dodgy backroom deals with other intelligence agencies who are themselves very dodgy. So I think it is very significant. It is really, finally we're seeing the world through some clearer eyes.